सरल पूजितं नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुणं सद्धर्म संस्थापकं लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरण्याकरं नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुणं सद्धर्म संस्थापकं लोकानां हितकारिणं त्रिभुवने मन्नं शरण्याकरं राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजनानन्देन मत्वालिकं वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीजीव गोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृतं वनिधि श्री चैतन्य कृपाभरं भुवि भुव भारावहन्तारकं वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीजीव गोपालकं श्रीगौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धार्नितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनभितां गोविन्द गानामृतैः श्री गौरांग गुणानुवर्णन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धार्नितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनभितां गोविन्द गानामृतैः आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणं कैवल्यनिस्वार्कं वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीजीव गोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृतं वनिधि तत्त्वातो नमसे समण्डलपति शनिं सदा तुच्छम भूत्वा दीनगणेशकरुकरुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितौ तत्त्वातो नमसे समण्डलपति शनिं सदा तुच्छवत् भूत्वा दीनगणेशकरुकरुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितौ गोपी भावरसामृताभिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नोन्मुहो वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीजीव गोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन कानन तन परं प्रेमामृतं वनिधि कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृतं वनिधि कुजत कोकिलहंस संसार सुगण कीर्णमयूराकुले नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलपिटप श्रीयुक्त वृंदावने राधा कृष्ण महन्निसं प्रभजतौ जीवार्थदौ जौ मुदा वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुजगन् श्रीजीव गोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृताम्बनिधि धीराधीर जनप्रियं प्रियकरं निर्मत्सरं पूजितं शङ्खापूर्वक नामगाननतिभिः कालावसानिकृतं निद्राहार विहारकादिविदितं चत्तन्तौ दीनौ च जं शङ्खापूर्वक नामगाननतिभिः कालावसानिकृतं निद्राहार विहारकादिविदितं चत्तन्तौ दीनौ च जं गोपी भावरसामृता दिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नौ नमो वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगं श्रीजीव गोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं प्रेमामृताम्बनिधि कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परं
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupada and all glories to the members of the Prabhupada Disciples Association and Hare Krishna Society. Welcome to the Vyas Puja celebration of our spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda. And this is a very deep philosophical day for all of us. Very deep and meditative, very stimulating, I find, for myself. Having read, and today we're going to read one of Śrīla Prabhupāda's offerings to Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj later on in the program here, from 1936. And having reviewed the speech, it certainly thrust me into deep thoughts on my relationship with our spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda. Yes, it's a very meaningful day for us because it's called the change of life. You change your path of life when you accept the initiation from a bona fide spiritual master like Prabhupada. It's a very significant moment in your evolution. And the most important thing that happens in your life. I get a lot of questions about initiation, by the way. Of course, it's one of the big topics these days in ISKCON, where there's all kinds of bogus gurus. Bogus because they're not authorized and they're not self-realized. That's the other thing. You know, you don't want to have a teacher that's pretending, posing, and posturing. You want to have a teacher that's for real, that has achieved the highest level, in our case, the highest level of consciousness possible, which is the Uttama Ācārya platform, Ācārya platform. And this is what, oh, look at how beautiful Pure Angelo is. He shaved his head. You look gorgeous. The main thing is that initiation. People ask me about the question of, and we do perform initiations. Yes, we do. On behalf of Śrīla Prabhupada. And I have personal, and Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu have personal experience in this matter, especially as a temple president for 10 years in Toronto. I had the opportunity to review people for initiation. That's what it was. But the question is this, Mother Rochisha, who actually initiates? The person that's the candidate is the person that initiates themselves. They do. How? Because they, in their heart, have a commitment that they've developed to practice Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. They have a firm faith and belief in that spiritual master who will deliver them from the ocean of birth and death. It's like I was talking to Vinay Sundeep, and he's up for initiation, and we're recommending him, absolutely. He's very eager to be initiated. Even Prabhupada said this, and we've all read this before. The Prabhupada said, when you read my books, you're initiated. If you have a taste for it, yes, of course. What does it mean? You want to be connected with the spiritual master. Another way to look at it is like this. What is the meaning of initiation? Well, we go to the definition. You initiate, you start. Initiation is the beginning of your relationship with the spiritual master. It's not the end. Your commitment to the process under his guidance is your method to get out of this material world. But how long does that go along for? Your whole life. Your whole life. So if you're not serious, don't think about getting initiated, because you're not going to survive the tests of Maya as you pass in time. Don't bother. You can stay a follower. You can stay in any state that you want. But to take initiation, you have to be serious. You have to be. And you've got to be ready to perform service. There's a responsibility with that. Just like we're always pushing everybody. We're always pushing everybody here. Do your service. Not only your rounds. Sure, there are prerequisites, as we all know. And one of the most important things, and I'm going to stress this, and I do it constantly with our group, and myself, of course, Bhakti and Amber, is the 16 rounds. When you're not prepared to start this process seriously and figure out how to chant, why can't people chant their rounds? Because they're not focused. That's why, obviously. You have to know how to organize your time to do that. How do you become a champion in any field? Well, you have to be focused, disciplined. That's the prerequisite. And you have to set that as a priority. The most important thing, one of them, is the chanting of Hare Krishna 16 rounds. That is key. So if somebody wants initiation, they want to have a relationship with Prabhupada, they have to follow that rule. That's not my rule. It's Prabhupada's rule. And he minimized the number of rounds from 64 to 32 to 16 Ram Raghava, because he understands what we are like, his disciples. I was thinking about it, Yaśodā. I'm a Kali Yuga Vaishnava. Somehow or other, born in a steel town here in Hamilton. It's a rough town, by the way. Oh, yeah. And somehow or other got dragged into this movement. That's what happened. One devotee asked me, how did you join? I go, I don't know how I did it. I was so attached to my long hair. I was attached. I was a small-time musical personality here in Hamilton. And people know me. Thousands of them do. You know, fame is relative to how many people know you. You know, a lot of people have billions of people that know them. But, you know, I have people that know me for all my life and my history. And I was attached to my hair. I thought, geez, look at how nice I look. And I was shocked when I shaved my head. Mahavir shaved me up, Yaśodā. We joined. I don't want to tell the story right now because we have other things to talk about. But, you know, I got dragged into the movement, and I was blessed. In July 1971, I drove down with all the devotees in the Hamilton Yatra and got my first initiation personally from Śrīla Prabhupāda in Detroit on Jefferson Avenue. And I'll talk about that in our readings. But the point is this, that if you're serious, you want initiation. You do. And we are here to accommodate that. Yes, we are. And someone would say, well, in fact, some people are saying in other Ritvik, so-called Ritvik groups, one group from India is like saying, oh, you can't take a Ritvik initiation. Ritvik initiation means that you're sponsoring the person to become a Prabhupada disciple. That's as simple as it is. We're sponsoring them. We're saying, here, we have the rules and regulations for initiation that we've set up for people to follow. It's basically the same way that we followed the process when Prabhupada was living with us. So it's not made up, it's not concocted like these people that concoct guruship. And if your guru falls down, they just go get an initiation from another guru. And when he falls down, go get it from a new guru. And let's hope that one of them will not break the process of following the principles that they gave to their guru, Śrīla Prabhupāda. What a nightmare. What a nightmare this is. This stupid philosophy that they present with no realization that Prabhupada exists in sound. None. He's dead. How can you get an initiation from a dead guru? That's what they say. It's completely insanity. So who gets initiated? You get initiated by your own desire. We'll sponsor you. You follow the process. You develop your Krishna consciousness. You commit yourself to the service. You work cooperatively with us. And you'll go back to Godhead in this lifetime, hopefully. It's up to you. Krishna is in your heart as the Paramatma. Initiation is very important. It's not just a formality, it's a commitment. People minimize it. You have to be honest with yourself, Ram Raghava, Prabhu, and you are, I know that, I'm not saying you're not, but people have to be honest with themselves and self-evaluate where they're at and look at themselves and say, look, I'm attached to my car. You may have a Porsche. You think, gee, I love my Porsche. You could be attached to your bank balance. Oh, I love my money. You can be attached to family matters. Oh, I'm so attached to my family. That's a very difficult thing to overcome. But the first thing you should be attached to is the service to your guru if you're able to get one. And here we're giving the opportunity. This is a great opportunity for all of you in this group. And if you're serious about getting out of the material world, step up, call us up, and say you want to prepare for initiation. And then, look, you can write an offering, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu. You can write an offering of sincere commitment to Śrīla Prabhupāda. But you're not serious about initiation. So that writing of that offering is a step forward. You go forward step by step by step by step. I always say that to people I work with. The only way to get anywhere is to take a first step. If you want to achieve in any kind of business or any kind of art, you have to step forward. If you don't take a first step, you won't get to the second step. You can't do it. You have to start. And that's what initiation is, to start the process and then cultivate that process by stepping forward and taking up service. Not you just, oh, I'm committed, but you do nothing except have an opinion. I like this, I don't like that, I like that. There's a lot more to life. These are life lessons. There are lots more to life than simply an opinion. It is a commitment. And you follow it seriously. And we know all the rules, so we're going to go for that. Today, the program is going to be centered around this commitment that we make to Śrīla Prabhupāda on this Vyas Puja Day. And when I was reading the offering of Śrīla Prabhupāda, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu, the other day, preparing for the class today, I realized one thing, very interesting thing I realized, a very simple thing, but something I just didn't grasp. Prabhupada got up in front of the God brothers, and he's going like this, we'll read it. He goes, gentlemen. He repeats it over and over again. Gentlemen, on this day, gentlemen, on this day. He's speaking his heart in front of his God brothers. Gentlemen. And that's what we're doing, all of us. We're addressing our guru in front of our colleagues, addressing them and revealing our fallen state of existence. And Prabhupada was so humble, incredibly humble. And it isn't pretending, posing, and posturing like these fake gurus in ISKCON. You can see when I say that, I accentuate it because, yes, it's an expression of how Yaśodā, myself, and many of us in this group feel. We feel this offense that they've committed against our spiritual master, and it's not good. And we're going to move forward with the next section. Let's go. Sorry for the extended monologue this morning, but you can see I have a lot on my mind, and it's an emotional, in a sense, perspective on this reality these days, Pure Angelo. It's not a joke. Ram Raghava, can you bring up the Vyasa Puja offering by Śrīla Prabhupāda for us, and we'll read it. Okay, let's hope I can get this big enough. This Vyasa Puja was read by Abhicharan Das, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami, before the members of the Sri Gaudiya Math in Bombay in February 1936. Then I carefully listened to this on the occasion of the birthday anniversary of His Divine Grace Prabhupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was very fond of the poem by Abhicharan, and he was especially pleased by the lines, "Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast moved." The speech was published later in 1936 in The Harmonist, the publication of the Gaudiya Math. Sri Vyasa Puja offering. 1. Adore, adore ye all, the happy day, blessed than heaven, sweeter than May. When he appeared at Puri, the holy place, my Lord and Master, His Divine Grace. 2. O my Master, the evangelic angel, give us thy light, light up thy candle. Struggle for existence, a human race, the only hope, His Divine Grace. 3. Misled, we are all going astray. Save us, Lord, our fervent prayer, wonder the ways to turn our face, adore thy feet, your divine grace. 4. Forgotten Krishna, we fallen souls, paying most heavy the illusion's toll. Darkness around, all untraced, the only hope, His Divine Grace. Message of service thou hast brought, a healthful life as Chaitanya wrought, unknown to all, the full of grace. That's your great gift, your divine grace. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity, thou hast moved. This gives us a life anew and fresh. Worship thy feet, your divine grace. 7, you had come who had told the message of Lord Krishna. of Krishna, forceful and bold. That's your right. You have the mace. Save me a fallen, your divine grace. 8. The line of service as drawn by you is pleasing and healthy like morning dew, the oldest of all, but in new dress, miracle done, your divine grace. Sakshadadri trena samasta strastir, yuktas tata bhava eta sabid, Kentur Prabhu ya priya eva tasya, Vande Guru Shri Charanara. In the revealed scriptures, it is declared that the spiritual master should be worshipped like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can you bring it up a little bit bigger, if possible? Just having a little bit of trouble with these weak eyes. No, that doesn't work. It's actually smaller now. Okay. The spiritual master is the most confidential servitor. In the revealed scriptures, it is declared that the spiritual master should be worshipped like the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and this injunction is obeyed by pure devotees of the Lord. The spiritual master is the most confidential servant of the Lord. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of our spiritual master. Gentlemen, on behalf of the members of the Bombay branch of the Gaudiya Math, let me welcome you all, because you have so kindly joined us tonight in our congregational offerings of homage to the lotus feet of the world teacher Acharya Dev, who is the founder of this Gaudiya mission and is the President Acharya of the Sri Sri Vishva Vaishnava Raja Sabha, my eternal divine master, Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Sri Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. 62 years ago, on this auspicious day, the Acharya made his appearance by the call of Thakur Bhaktivedanta at Sri Kshetra Jagannath Dham at Puri. Gentlemen, by offering such a homage as has been arranged this evening to the Acharya Dev is not a sectarian concern, for when we speak of the fundamental principle of Guru Dev or Acharya Dev, we speak of something that is of universal application. There does not raise any question of discriminating my guru from yours or anyone else's. There is only one guru who appears in an infinity of forms to teach you, me, and others. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it is said, Tad Vigyanartam Sagarun Eva Bigachet Samit Pani Strotiyam Brahma Nishtam. In order to learn the transcendental science, one must approach the bona fide spiritual master in disciplic succession who is fixed in the absolute truth. Thus, it has been enjoined herewith that in order to receive that transcendental knowledge, one must approach the Guru. Therefore, if the absolute truth is one, about which we think there is no difference of opinion, the Guru cannot be two. The Acharya Dev, to whom we have assembled tonight to offer our humble homage, is not the Guru of a sectarian institution, or one out of many offering exponents of the truth. On the contrary, he is Jagat Guru, or the Guru of all of us. The only difference is that some obey him wholeheartedly, while others do not obey him directly. As Yaśodā says, to whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. And they misrepresent this, by the way. Guru is one. We're all one. This is Mayavadi philosophy. In the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is said, Acharya mam Vijnanam nava manyeta karichit na marcha buddha yashuyate sarvadeva my O gurum. One should understand the spiritual master to be good as I am, and the blessed Lord. Nobody should be jealous of the spiritual master or think of him as an ordinary man, because the spiritual master is the sum total of all demigods. That is, the Acharya has been identified with God himself. He has nothing to do with the affairs of this mundane world. He appears before us to reveal the light of the Vedas and bestow upon us the blessings of full-fledged freedom, after which we should hanker at every step of our life's oh man, I can't, I don't know where we are. Yeah, where is it? Every step of, thank you. The transcendental knowledge of the Vedas was first uttered by God to Brahma, the creator of this particular universe. Thank you, by the way. From Brahma, the knowledge descended to Narada, from Narada to Vyasadeva, from Vyasadeva to Madhva. And in this process of disciplic succession, the transcendental knowledge was transmitted by one disciple to another till it reached Lord Gauranga, Sri Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, who posed as the disciple and successor of Sri Ishvara Puri. Not 150 so-called gurus. The present Acharya Dev is the 10th disciplic representative from Sri Rupa Goswami, the original representative of Lord Chaitanya, who preached the transcendental tradition in its fullness. The knowledge that we receive from our Guru is not, Gurudev is not different from that imparted by God himself, and the succession of the Acharyas in the preceptorial line of Brahma. We adore this auspicious day as Sri Vyas Puja Tithi, because the Acharya is the living representative of Vyasadeva, the divine compiler of the Vedas, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. One who interprets the divine sound, or Shabda Brahma, by his imperfect sense perception, to whom it may concern, cannot be a real spiritual guru, because in the absence of proper disciplinary training under the bona fide Acharya, the interpreter, Jayadvaita, is sure to differ from Vyasadeva as the Mayavadis do. Srila Vyasadeva is the prime authority of Vedic revelation, and therefore such an irrelevant interpreter cannot be accepted as the guru or Acharya, however equipped he may be with all the requirements of material knowledge, as it is in the Padma Purana. Sampradaya ivhina ye mantras te nishvala mata. Unless you are initiated by a bona fide spiritual master in the disciplic succession, the mantra that you might has received is without any effect. On the other hand, now, who has received this transcendental knowledge by oral reception, form the bona fide preceptor in the disciplic succession, and who has sincere regard for the real Acharya needs to be enlightened with the revealed knowledge of the Vedas. But this knowledge is permanently sealed to the cognitive approach of the empiricists, as it is said in the Svetashwara Upanishad, Yashya Deve para bhaktir yata deve tata goro taishyati kahita hritya prakashananti mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who simultaneously have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Are you listening, Vinay? Gentlemen, our knowledge is poor, so poor, our senses are so imperfect, and our sources are so limited that it is not possible for us to have even the slightest knowledge of the absolute region without surrendering ourselves at the lotus feet of Sri Vyasadeva or his bona fide representative. And for us, that's A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, period. Every moment, we are being deceived by the knowledge of our direct perception. It is all the creation or concoction of the mind, which is always deceiving, changing, and flickering. We cannot know anything of the transcendental region by our limited, perverted method of observation and experiment. But all of us can lend our eager ears for the oral reception of the transcendental sound transmitted from that region to us through the unadulterated medium of Sri Gurudev or Sri Vyasadeva. Therefore, gentlemen, we should surrender ourselves today at the feet of the representative of Sri Vyasadeva for the elimination of all our differences bred by the unsubmissive attitude. So profound, eh? It's accordingly said in the Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam Gyaninas tattva darshanaha. Just approach the wise and bona fide spiritual master. Surrender unto him first and try to understand him by inquiries and service. Such wise spiritual master will enlighten you with transcendental knowledge, for he has already known the absolute truth. Hey, Trevor? This is very comprehensive. To receive transcendental knowledge, we must completely surrender ourselves to the real Acharya in a spirit of ardent inquiry and service. We know what he means when he says real, everybody. Actual performance of service to the Absolute under the guidance of the Acharya is the only vehicle by which we can assimilate transcendental knowledge. It's a connection. Today's meeting, for offering our humble services and homage to the feet of the Acharya Dev, will enable us to be favored with the capacity of assimilating the transcendental knowledge so kindly transmitted by him to all persons without distinction. Gentlemen, we are all more or less proud of our past Indian civilization, but we actually do not know the real nature of that civilization. We cannot be proud of our past material civilization, which is now 1,000 times greater than days gone by. It is said that we are passing through the age of darkness, the Kali Yuga. And what is this darkness? The darkness cannot be due, go ahead, to backwardness in material knowledge, because we we have more of it than formerly. If not, we ourselves, our neighbors at any rate, have plenty of it. Therefore, we must conclude that the present darkness, or the darkness of the present age, is not due to lack of material advancement, but that we have lost the clue to our spiritual advancement, which is the primary necessity of human life and the criterion of the highest type of human civilization. Throwing of bombs from airplanes is no advancement of civilization from the primitive, uncivilized practice of dropping big stones on the heads of enemies from the top of hills. Improvement of the art of killing our neighbors by means of machine guns and poisonous gases is certainly no advancement from primitive barbarism, which prided itself on its art of killing by bows and arrows. Nor does the development of a sense of pampered selfishness prove anything more than intellectual animalism. What a beautiful statement. Intellectual animalism. The true human society is very different from all these states, and therefore in the Katha Upanishad there is the emphatic call, Nitishtata Jagarata Prapyavarna Nibodhata Ishwarasya Dhara Nishta Duratyaya Durgam Patas Tat Kavayo Vadanti. Please wake up and try to understand the boon that you have in this human form of life. The path of spiritual realization is very difficult. True. It is sharp like a razor's edge. That is the opinion of learned transcendental scholars. Thus, while others were yet in the womb of historical oblivion, the womb of historical oblivion, the sages of India had developed a different kind of civilization which enabled them to know themselves. They had discovered that we are not all material entities, but that we are all spiritual, permanent, and indestructible servants of the Absolute, because we have, against our better judgment, chosen to completely identify ourselves with this present material existence. Our sufferings have multiplied according to the inexorable law of birth and death, and its consequent diseases and anxieties. These sufferings cannot be really mitigated by any provision of material happiness, because matter and spirit are completely different elements. It is just as if you took an aquatic animal out of water and put it on the land, supplying all manner of happiness possible on the land. The deadly sufferings of the animal are not capable of being revealed at all until it is taken out of its foreign environment. Spirit and matter are completely contradictory things. All of us are spiritual entities. We cannot have perfect happiness, which is our birthright, however much we weigh, however much we may meddle with the affairs of mundane things. Perfect happiness can only be ours only when we are restored to our natural state of spiritual existence. This is the distinctive message of our ancient Indian civilization. This is the message of Gita. This is the message of the Vedas and the Puranas. And this is the message of the real Acharyas, including our present Acharya Dev in the line of Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya. Just a quick comment. This is not bridge preaching, by the way. Gentlemen, although it is imperfectly that we have been enabled by His grace to understand the sublime messages of our Acharya Dev, although it is imperfectly that we have been enabled by His grace to understand the sublime messages of our Acharya Dev. Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajakacharya Shri Śrīmad-Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. We must admit that we have realized definitely that the divine message from His holy lips is the congenial thing for suffering humanity. All of us should hear Him patiently. If we listen to the transcendental sound without unnecessary opposition, He will surely have mercy upon us. The Acharya's message is to take us back to our original home, back to God. Let me repeat, therefore, that we should hear Him patiently, follow Him in the message of our conviction, and bow down at His lotus feet for releasing ourselves from our present causeless unwillingness for serving the Absolute and all souls. From the Gita, we learn that even after the destruction of the body, the Atma, or the soul, is not destroyed. He is always the same, always new and fresh. Fire cannot burn Him. Water cannot dissolve Him. The air cannot dry Him up. And the sword cannot kill Him. He is everlasting and eternal. This is also confirmed in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Yashatma Buddhi Kunape Tri Dotake Swadi Kata Tradeshu Bhalma Ijadi Yat Tirtha Buddhi Sale Nakarichit Ganeshwa Beshu Saeva Gokara. Anyone who accepts this bodily bag of three elements, bile, mucus, and air, and his self, who has an affinity for an intimate relationship with his wife and children, who considers his land worshipable, and who takes bath in the waters of the holy places of pilgrimage, but never takes advantage of those persons who are in actual knowledge, he's no better than an ass or a cow. Unfortunately, in these days, we have all been turned foolish by neglecting our real comfort in identifying the material cage with ourselves. We have concentrated all of our energies, yes, for the meaningless upkeep of the material cage for its own sake, completely neglecting the captive soul within. The cage is meant for undoing of the bird. The bird is not meant for the welfare of the cage. Let us therefore deeply ponder this. All of our activities are now turned toward the upkeep of the cage. And the most we do is to try to give some food to the mind by art and literature. But we do not know that this mind is also material in a more subtle form. This is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.4. Bhumir apanalobayu kamon buddhir evacha ahankara ityame bina prakritir astata. A earth, fire, water, air, sky, intelligence, mind, and ego are all my separated energies. We have scarcely tried to give any food to the soul, which is distinct from the body and mind. Therefore, we are all committing suicide in the proper sense of the term. Prabhupada's including himself in this statement. Not true. The message of Vyasadeva is to give us warning to halt such wrongful activities. Let us therefore bow down at his lotus feet for the unalloyed mercy and kindness he has bestowed upon us. Gentlemen, do not for a moment think that my Gurudev wants to put a complete break on the modern civilization, an impossible feat. But let us learn from the art of making the best use of a bad bargain, and let us understand the importance of this human life, which is fit for the highest development of true consciousness. The best use of this, our human life, should not be neglected, as stated in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Labha su dulabham idam bahu sabhavante manusham artha anitam apya dira turnam yatena napatid anu mritya vam dresha yasha vishaya kola sarvatam shat. This human form of life is obtained after many, many births, and although it is not permanent, it can offer the highest benefits. Therefore, a sober and intelligent man should immediately try to fulfill this mission and attain the highest profit in life before another death occurs. He should avoid sense gratification, which is available in all circumstances. Let us not misuse this human life in the vain pursuit of material enjoyment. Or in other words, for the sake of only eating, sleeping, fearing, and sensuous activities, the Acharya Dev's message is conveyed by the words of Sri Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first chapter, or first volume, second chapter, 255 to 256 verses. Anas saktasya vishayam yataharam upanjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhi yuktam vairagyam uchate prapancha taya buddhi hari sambandhi vatsunam mumuksha shabi parit yago vairagyam falgu katyate. One is said to be situated in fully renounced order of life if he lives in accordance with Krishna consciousness. He should be without attachment for sense gratification, and he should accept only what is necessary for the upkeep of the body. On the other hand, one who renounces the things that should be used for the service of Krishna under the pretext that such things are material does not practice complete renunciation. The purport of these slokas can only be realized by fully developing the rational portion of life, not the animal portion. Sitting at the feet of the Acharya Dev, let us try to understand from this transcendental source of knowledge what we are, what is the universe, what is God, and what is our relationship with Him. The message of Lord Chaitanya is the message for the living entities and the message of the living world. Lord Chaitanya did not bother himself for the upliftment of a dead world, which is suitably named Marcha Loka. This is phenomenal. The world where everything is destined to die. He appeared before us 450 years ago to tell us something of the transcendental universe, where everything is permanent and everything is for the service of the Absolute. But recently, Lord Chaitanya has been misrepresented by some unscrupulous persons. We know about that. And the highest philosophy of the Lord has been misinterpreted to be the cult of the lowest type of society. We know all about that. We are glad to announce tonight that our Acharya Dev, with his usual kindness, saved us from this horrible type of degradation, and therefore we bow down at his lotus feet with all humility. That is our position, everyone, here in this group. Gentlemen, it has been mania of the cultured or uncultured society of the present day to accredit the Supreme Personality of Godhead with merely impersonal features and to stupefy him by claiming he has not senses, no form, no activity, no head, no legs, and no, let me see, I lost that, sorry. No legs and no enjoyment. This has also been the pleasure of the modern scholars due to their sheer lack of proper guidance and true introspection in the spiritual realm. All these impersonalists think alike. All the enjoyable things should be monopolized by the human society. That's what politicians preach. Or by a particular class only. And the impersonal God would be a mere order supplier, that's Christians, for their whimsical feats. We are happy that we have been relieved of this horrible type of malady by the mercy of His Divine Grace. He is our eye-opener, our eternal Father, our eternal preceptor, and our eternal guide. Therefore, let us therefore bow down at His lotus feet on this auspicious day. Gentlemen, although we are like ignorant children in the knowledge of transcendence, still my Gurudev has kindled a small fire within us to dissipate the invincible darkness of empirical knowledge. Invincible darkness. We are now so much on the safe side that no amount of philosophical argument by the empiric schools of thought can deviate us an inch from the position of our eternal dependence on the lotus feet of His Divine Grace. That should be everyone's prayer here. Furthermore, we are prepared to challenge the most erudite scholars of the Mayavada school and prove that the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His transcendental sports in Goloka alone constitute the sublime information of the Vedas. There are explicit indications of this in the Chandogya Upanishad. Samachcha Vilam Prapadye, Savalachamam Prapadye, by receiving the mercy of Krishna, I surrender unto Krishna. And also in the Rig Veda, Tad Vishno Param Padam Sada Pashanti Suryaha Diviva Chakshur Atam Tatam Vishno Yat Paramam Padam. The lotus feet of Lord Krishna are the supreme objective of all the demigods. The lotus feet of the Lord are as livening as the sun in the skies. The plain truth so vividly explained in the Gita, which is the central lesson of the Vedas, especially when it's not unchanged, is to understand or even suspected by the most powerful scholars of the empiric schools. Herein lies the secret of Sri Vyasadeva, Vyas Puja. When we meditate on the transcendental pastimes of the absolute Godhead, we are proud to feel that we are His eternal servitors, and we become jubilant and dance with joy. All glories to my divine Master, for it is He who has, out of His unceasing flow of mercy, stirred up within us such a movement of eternal existence. Let us bow down at His lotus feet. Gentlemen, had He not appeared before us to deliver us from the thraldom of this gross, worldly delusion, surely we would have remained for lives and ages in the darkness of helpless captivity. Had He not appeared before us, we would have not been able to understand the eternal truth of the sublime teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Had He not appeared before us, we could have not been able to know the significance of the first sloka of the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and He is the prime cause of all causes. Personally, I have no hope for any direct service of the coming crores of births in the sojourn of my life. Of course, we know that's far different than what Prabhupada did, but I am confident that someday or other I shall be delivered from this mire of delusion of which I am present, so deeply sunk. Therefore, let me, with all my earnestness, pray at the lotus feet of my Divine Master to allow me to suffer the lot for which I am destined, due to my past misdoings, but to let me have this power of recollection, that I am nothing but a tiny servant of the Almighty Absolute Godhead, realized through the unflinching mercy of my Divine Master. Let me therefore bow down at His lotus feet with all the humility at my command. And that appears to be the end of Prabhupada's speech. Extraordinary. And people minimize Śrīla Prabhupada. They're insane because they don't read. They don't understand. We're going to move forward with the next section. Prabhus, I'm honored to be here with all of you today and have had the opportunity to read this. Let's go forward. Prabhupada speaking.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam.
The aim of life is to go back to home, back to Godhead. That is the aim of life. We are fallen in this material condition of life. You are suffering, but you do not know. We are so full, just like animals. We do not know what is the aim of life. Aim of life, that is also described in the Bhagavad Gita, Jarma Mittu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam. When we can understand that this process of repetition of birth, death, old age and disease, this is not wanted by me. Nobody wants to die, but the death is forced upon him. He does not think that this is my problem. I do not want to die, but death is as sure as anything. So this is the problem. Nobody is careful how to solve this problem. They are simply engaged in the, I am to say, temporary problems. The temporary problems are not problems. Real problem is how to stop death, how to stop birth, how to stop old age, and how to stop disease. That is it. That can be done when you are liberated from this material world. This is our problem. So, Krishna comes here again. Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata. Dharmasya glani. Glani means when it is distorted. So people are manufacturing in the name of so-called religion. This is our religion, this is Hindu religion, this is Muslim religion, this is Christian religion, this is Buddha religion, and this is Sikh religion, this is that religion, that religion. They have manufactured so many religions. So many religions. But real religion is Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Religion means the codes and the laws given by the Lord, given by God. That is religion. Simple definition of religion is Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Just like law is given by the state, by the government. You cannot manufacture law. I have repeatedly said. Law is made by the government. Similarly, religion is made by God. If you accept God's religion, then that is religion. And what is God's religion? If you stand, you can stand here, other people are standing. God's religion is, you'll find in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parittajya mamekam saranam vraja. This is God's religion. You give up all this nonsense religion. You become a devotee, a surrendered soul unto me. That is religion.
We're going to move forward with the chanting of Jaya Radha Madhava and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading and discussion with Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda on the Vyasa Puja celebration day.
Side. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jagacharya Siddhara Sadasyaman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra ki jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Sri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giridham ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadvip Dham ki jai. Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Jamuna Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1:1:1. Narayanam namaskritya. Narayanam namaskritya. Naram cheva narottamam. Naram cheva narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat. Tato Jayam Udirayat. One should utter the means of conquest, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, after offering respectful obeisances, 1. To the personality of Godhead Narayana. 2. To the Narayana Rishi, who is the supermost human being. 3. To the Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Then 4. To Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author. From Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1-4. On this most auspicious day of Vyasa Puja, we're still proceeding with our reading of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Śrīla Prabhupāda's transcendental rendition of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It should be noted that this reading is being done on the basis of the non-adulterated original 1962 Delhi edition, and all English synonyms, translations, and purports are by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, Founder-Ācārya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. We'll be reading a few selected verses from the first canto, second chapter, which explains the meaning and the benefit of hearing this powerful transcendental literature. Yadanudyasina yukta karamagranti nibandanam Chindanti kovidastasya kona kuryat kataratim. Intelligent persons do cut off the internet of the knot of reactionary work by remembrance of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not give attention to his message? Shushrushoho shradadhanasya vasudeva kataruchihi Syan mahat sevaya vipra punyatirta nishevanat. O the twice-born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all ranges of vice, a standard of great service is done, and as the result of such great service, affinity in the messages of Vasudeva is made possible. Srinvatam svakata Krishna punyasravana kirtanaha ridyantastoya bhadrani vidunoti suritsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is also the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, does cleanse the desire for material enjoyment in the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge for hearing his, Krishna's messages, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashtaprayeshu vabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in the Bhagavatam class or rendering service unto the pure devotees, all that is inauspicious in the heart of a candidate becomes destroyed almost to nil, and thus loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, comes into being, an irrevocable fact. Tadarajastamo bhava kamalo badayaschaye chetayete ranaviddam stitam sattve prasidati. As soon as irrevocable loving service is fixed up in one's heart, at that time, the effects of the nature's mode of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankerings, etc., do disappear from one's heart, and he becomes fixed up in the mode of goodness, which makes him completely happy. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Thus, when one is positively fixed up in a mode of unalloyed goodness, the enlivened-minded man affected by contact of devotional service of the Lord can positively know scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Vidyate hridaya grantis chidyante sarvasamshaya kshiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvari. The knot of one's heart is thus pierced, and all misgivings are cut into pieces. The chain of fruitive actions are terminated along with the seeing of oneself, the dominating factor. We will proceed with our specific verse today. We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, text number 14. Bhartuhu priyam dhroni ritisma pashyan Krishna sutanam svapatam shiramsi upaharat vipriyam mevatasya jugupshitam karma vigarhayanti. Bhartuhu, of the boss, priyan, pleasing, Dronir, the son of Dronacharya, iti, thus, sma, shall be, Pashyan, seeing, Krishna, Draupadī, Sutanam, of the sons, Swapatam, while sleeping, Shiramsi, heads, Upaharad, delivered as prize, Vipriyam, pleasing, Eva, like, Tasya, his, Jugupsitam, most highness, Karma, act, Vigarhayanti, disapproving. Translation by Śrīla Prabhupāda. The son of Dronacharya, Aśvatthāmā, thought it foolishly that it would be pleasing to his master, and thus beheaded 5 sleeping sons of Draupadī to make a presentation to his boss. Duryodhana, however, disapproved the heinous act without being pleased in the least. Text number 15. Mata shishunam nidanam sutanam nishamya ghoram paritapyamana tadarurad vaspakada kulakshi tam samtayamaha kiritamali. Mata, the mother, shishunam, of the children, nidhanam, massacre, sutanam, of the sons, nishamya, after hearing, ghoram, ghastly, paritapyamana, lamenting, tada, at that time, arurad, began to cry, vashpa kalakulakshi, full with tears in the eyes, tam, her, santayam, pacifying, aha, said, kritamali, Arjuna. Translation. Draupadī, the mother of the 5 children of the Pandavas, after hearing the massacre of her sons, began to cry in distress, and her eyes were full with tears. And Arjuna said to her, just trying to pacify her great loss. We will read these next class, very interesting section of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and description of Brahma Bandhus. It looks like these days we're all facing also many Guru Bandhus. I just wanted to read before going into further discussion here. This is an email that I sent to many of you. It's called The Amazing Story of Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya and his meeting with Śrīla Prabhupāda. Śrīla Prabhupāda's Murti takes away all of our suffering. This is an inspirational and, as far as I know, previous no untold story about a private conversation between Śrīla Prabhupāda and a Pancharitaka Pandit named Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya. The story has been told by His Grace Aśvatthāmā in a Bhagavad Gita class on Chapter 9, Text 34 in Los Angeles on the 20th of March, 1993. I found it in our old tape collection. He was not there when the conversation took place, since it was private. However, a tape recorder, which was later lost, was left recording, which he heard. And Sampat Kumar told him what happened straight after. The story has 2 parts. The background is common knowledge and recorded in the Lilamrita. The conversation is the new edition. It was the beginning of 1977. Prabhupada was in Bombay. He was very sick. He had stopped all food intake. He was taking a cup of orange juice per day. His body had only bones left. There was no flesh. And yet he was insisting that he wanted to go to London. The doctors had given up responsibility, but as always, he was adamant. At this time, one Pancharatrika Pandit from Bangalore named Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya came to know about Śrīla Prabhupāda's situation. So he took a flight from Bangalore to Bombay, which in those days was a huge thing for a Brahmin priest, and met Prabhupada and asked for a private meeting. Generally, nobody was allowed a private meeting, but when he said that he specially came by flight from Bangalore to meet Śrīla Prabhupada, he was allowed a private meeting. So everybody was asked to go out and they talked. The conversation was like this. Sampat Kumar, Swamiji, I'm feeling very pained that you are suffering like this. Śrīla Prabhupada laying down in broken words, the whole world is meant for suffering. Dukkalayam asashvatam. Śrīla Prabhupada, what can I do? Bhattacharya, Swamiji, I want to tell you something. In Vrindavan temple, they're having your deity on the altar. And all kinds of people are coming and praying to it and offering flowers to it. And you are still living. According to Pancharatra, when the Acharya is living, if he puts his deity on the altar, then all the suffering of the people, trying to see here, are having come to his body through the deity. So you please tell your disciples to worship your deity only after you leave your body. He was speaking as if he was giving some information to Prabhupada, which Prabhupada did not note. Śrīla Prabhupada, I know, I came here to take their suffering. Bhattacharya was shocked. He was not giving any new information. This was well known to Prabhupada, and he was determined to suffer for others. Śrīla Prabhupada, do you have anything else to say? Bhattacharya, Swamiji, if that is your wish, what can I say? I'm only a priest. Śrīla Prabhupada, even when I leave, I will keep continuing taking their suffering and make them free so they can keep chanting Hare Krishna. So for 10,000 years, Prabhupada's deity is going to be sitting in temples around the world and taking all of our sufferings and making us free so we can chant Hare Krishna. He's not fiberglass. He is really there, accepting our prayers, obeisances, and suffering. Let us hope this little anecdote reminds us of this and never lets doubt creep into our minds. Hare Krishna. Very instructing story. If you did not receive this email, you can send me an email at yasoda1008@yahoo.com. That's YASODA1008@yahoo.com. Send me an email and I will send it to you, or you can send it to Ram Raghava Prabhu and he can also send you the information. Now, as far as our class today, I just want to read something very significant, because this is very important. We've discussed this before. This is the term which Vishwakarma Prabhu has used many times, that Prabhupada's original books are called Vani Incarnation. This is very, very important point. On this most auspicious day of Vyasa Puja, we have to remind ourselves, when we read Śrīla Prabhupada's books, that is direct association from the pure devotee Śrīla Prabhupada, direct association with his divine grace. And how do we know this? Because Prabhupada himself has said this. Now, it's quite significant that in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam itself, the sages of Naimisharanya, they brought up this point as, where has religion gone now that Krishna has departed from his body? This is from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 43. Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 43. This Bhagavad Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Let's see the translation. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Prabhupada explains in the purport, Lord Sri Krishna as his eternal Dhamma or abode, where he eternally enjoys himself with his eternal associates and paraphernalia. And his eternal abode is a manifestation of his internal energy, whereas the material world is a manifestation of his external energy. When he descends on the material world, he displays himself with all paraphernalia in his internal potency, which is called Atma Maya. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atma Maya, his form, name, fame, paraphernalia, abode, etc. Next, please follow. Are not therefore creations of matter. He descends to reclaim the fallen souls and to reestablish codes of religion which are directly enacted by him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or a suitable person empowered by him can dictate the codes of religion. Real religion means to know God, our relation with him, and our duties in relation with him, and to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material body. The conditioned souls who are entrapped by the material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals engaged in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. They are mostly engaged in sense enjoyment under the pretension of religiosity, knowledge, or salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel or Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. They have nothing to do with spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence, or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science, and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body, for they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life. the personality of God, Sri Krishna, appeared before us just a little prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga. And he returned to his eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. While he was present, he exhibited everything by his different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to his departure from this material world, he empowered Sri Vyasadeva through Narada to compile the messages of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and thus both the Bhagavad Gita and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam are like torch bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam, and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the summum bonum of life, Lord Sri Krishna personified. We must therefore accept Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who can see Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam can see also Lord Sri Krishna in person. They are identical. Now, this is a very important purport. This explains the meaning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and the potency of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, especially from a pure devotee like Śrīla Prabhupāda. Most auspicious day. Back to you in the studio, Vishwakarma. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Well, thank you very much. Very enlightening reading. And we're going to move forward with the program. And this section of the program, we're going to do some readings of offerings from our membership. And if you want to read your offering online today, you may. What I'm going to ask you to do is, if you know how to work the chat, you can send a direct message. You can either put it on the chat so everyone can see that you want to read, and get your offering ready to read online with us. And in this way, we can have some readings of the offerings. And then we'll move forward with the other parts of our program after we finish the reading. So what we're going to do is, first we're going to ask Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu to read his offering. And then we'll go from there step by step. Hare Krishna.
Okay, this is it's a little bit long. I'm just going to read excerpts from it.
Okay.
So that, because it's about 10, 12 pages, typical Yasoda blabbing. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha Mukham Karuti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. I'm just going to read portions of this so that we can leave the chance to more eloquent speakers here. Dear Śrīla Prabhupada, my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. A well-meaning friend recently asked, did Śrīla Prabhupada ever give warnings to his disciples about potential problems which may occur in his movement? Let us submissively hear from your divine grace. Guravo Bahavo Shanti. Śrīla Prabhupada. Guravo Bahava Shanti Shishya Vittapaharakaha. Nitai, yes, right. Śrīla Prabhupada, Guravo Bahavo Shanti Shishya Vittapaharakaha, Tam tu Gurum Napashyami Shishya Santapaharakaha. There are many gurus, They are very expert in plundering disciples' money, but it is very difficult to find out the guru who can take out all the anxieties of the disciple. Shishya Shanta Paharakaha. Guru is meant for taking away the santapa. Samsaradava nalalida loka tranaya karunya ghanaganatvam. The Shishya will be peaceful, objective of life. That is the business of Guru, not to take away his money. Amsaduda. In one lecture, you were explaining those prayers, samsara, and you said the first business of the Guru is to take away the anxiety of the disciple. Śrīla Prabhupāda, yes. Now our people, they have got some hope that they're going back to home, back to Godhead. And all the other rascals, zero. Who is endeavoring for zero? What is this endeavor? Amsaduda, there is nothing to do for that. Prabhupada, Hare Krishna. In Bhagavata also, Guru Nasasyat. He should not be Guru unless he's able to protect his disciple from the imminent danger of death. Namochayadya samupetam rityum. This cycle of birth and death is going on. Guru's business is how to stop this cycle of birth and death. And it is not very difficult. Teach him to understand Krishna. And Krishna is assuring, if anyone understands me nicely, then after giving up this body, he comes to me. Where is the difficulty? Give him Krishna consciousness, and he is saved from birth and death. There is nothing wonderful. There is no jugglery. Tyaktva punarajanma naiti mameti, Bhagavad Gita 4:9. Only institution for mitigating the sufferings of humanity. But they don't know what is the real suffering of humanity. Deham punarjanma naiti mameti. That is the real suffering, cycle of birth and death. This is from a morning walk conversation, Honolulu, Hawaii, USA, February 4th, 1975. I'll just read the next section and then we'll pass on to somebody else. Śrīla Prabhupāda, my only business is to serve Krishna. I don't mind what will happen next. Push to Krishna. That desire to serve Krishna, though, that Krishna, Śrīla Prabhupāda, don't talk like foolish. That desire everyone has. He's serving so many things, but he does not want to serve Krishna. That it is foolishness. He's serving Maya. Still, he denies to serve Krishna. That is his misfortune. Erupe Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavanjiv. Madhya Lila 19:151. So unless one is very fortunate, he does not agree to serve Krishna. Madhudvisa. So that future is determined by great souls such as yourself. Śrīla Prabhupāda, no. That, Madhudvisa, is because you are creating people's good fortune. Śrīla Prabhupāda, fortune there, it is already there. I am simply informing. Madhudvisa, no, but you actually engage them in Ajñata Sukriti, meritorious activities, even unwillingly performed. Śrīla Prabhupāda, but this is the duty of everyone. One should not, that is enjoined in the Guru Nasasyat. One should not become a guru if he cannot do that. Otherwise, he is cheating. Why you should become guru? Why you should accept service from so many people if he cannot rightly direct them? Then he becomes bound up by the karma laws. If I take 1 paisa from you without any service, I have to pay you 4 paisa. Mahamsa, in the spiritual world, the living entity is full of knowledge. So does he, Śrīla Prabhupāda. That is enjoined, ordered. You should not become guru if you cannot save him. You should not become father if you cannot save him. This is Shastric injunction. First word is Guru Nasasyat, Pita Nasasyat. Why you are claiming, just like we're not going to become guru like that. What is that rascal? Yogi, Guru Kripa, Guru Maharaj, Rebati Nandana. Which one? There's many rascals. Śrīla Prabhupāda, that big rascal, transcendental meditation. Madhvesa, Maharishi, Śrīla Prabhupāda. Maharishi is giving assurance. If you practice this yoga, then you'll be very able to do business nicely. These things are, and he's guru. Mahamsa, and he charges them a fabulous amount of money. Śrīla Prabhupāda, yes, No, unless, Guru Kripa, that verse, Guravo Bahavo Santi Shishya Santapaharakaha. Śrīla Prabhupada, no. They said to their friend that these people want to be cheated. Why shall I not cheat? He says one of his secretaries came to him. If you want God, then go to Bhaktivedanta Swami. Jai Prabhupada. Panchadavida, he said that. Śrīla Prabhupada, he said this Mahesh Yogi. My business is cheating because the rascals wanted to be cheated. So why shall I not cheat and get some money? Guru Kripa, but he doesn't give the money to you though. He knows you are real. Śrīla Prabhupada, no, not. That is another thing. But he knows that God consciousness, you can get there. Mahamsa, yesterday you said that one cheater takes from the other cheater, so he's a cheater, he's taking from other cheaters. Guru Kripa. You mentioned in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that one cheater takes the money, another cheater takes it. Śrīla Prabhupada, no. His business is cheating. His business is cheating. He said, these rascals want to be cheated, so why not cheat? Madhvisa. So we should not be so angry at him. Some people are serving coffee because people want coffee. Some people are selling bidis because people want bidis. So if some people want to be cheated, so he's simply performing a function of society. From a Śrīla Prabhupada morning walk, Mayapur, West Bengal, India, March 14, 1976. Back to you in the studio, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. And by the way, everyone, as you can see, the offering, the book is online. We didn't publish it, but it's at least there. And you can go to the Hare Krishna Society website and you can read the different offerings. I'm going to read my offering in today's program. Okay. Can you go to the book, actually? It's in the book. Should be.
Rupa Prabhu can present that. I don't have access to the book.
Oh, okay. Rupa, do you have the book online so people can see it? Let's see who we are. Okay, there we are. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter of his lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschat Ja Desetarine. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism. Yad yad acharyati shreshtas tad eva tarojana sayat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. Whatever actions is performed by a great man, common men follow in his footsteps, and whatever standards he sets by his exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 21. On the holy day of your Vyas Puja celebration, we honor you as the bona fide representative of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. You are also a strict follower of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan are a group of prominent acharyas in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, known for their role in rediscovering and revitalizing Krishna's holy places in Vrindavan, India, and for establishing the philosophical and devotional practices of our Vaishnava tradition. They are Rupa Goswami, Śrīla Sanatana Goswami, Śrīla Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami, Śrīla Jiva Goswami, and Śrīla Gopal Bhatta Goswami. You are also the bona fide representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared in West Bengal in the 15th century. You taught us that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, God himself, and also known as the Yuga Avatar, appeared in the form of devotee in the 15th century to teach the path of Bhakti Yoga and spread chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the sublime method to uplift all conditioned souls lost in this temporary world of illusion. You revealed Chaitanya's mercy and his role in delivering the fallen souls globally, irrespective of race, color, and creed. Your movement is also known as the non-sectarian Yuga Dharma for the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga is the current age we are living in and is characterized by hypocrisy, quarrel, and decline in religious principles, namely truthfulness, cleanliness, forgiveness, mercy, with a shortened lifespan, reduced bodily strength, and loss of memory. It will last for 432,000 years and is a time when people are easily misguided, prone to laziness, and plagued by all kinds of material disturbances. Prabhupada, you emphasized that despite the challenges of Kali Yuga, there is a path to liberation through the mission of Lord Chaitanya, which you promoted throughout your life, and I was fortunate enough to join in 1971. You are a perfect example of pure devotional service, and this inspired myself and thousands of other people to become your initiated disciples in your mission. Lord Chaitanya set the perfect example of a devotee in sannyas order of life. A sannyasi is considered to be a dead man materially. He is not interested in any material business affairs and exclusively devotes all of his time to the transcendental service of his spiritual master in the mission of Lord Chaitanya. In the Shikshastakam prayer, or 8 prayers, they are a set of 8 Sanskrit verses composed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Yuga avatar of this age of Kali Yuga, that you have taught us. Lord Chaitanya's verses express the core principles of Vaishnava philosophy and devotion, focusing on the power of chanting the holy names and further demonstrating the path of loving service to God. Nadanam najanam nasindarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani ishware bhavatad bhaktir ahoitiki twai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Śrīla Prabhupāda, you accepted the sannyas order on September 17th, 1959 at Keshwari Gaudiya Math in Mathura. You were initiated by Bhakti Pragnata Keshava Maharaj and given the name Bhaktivedanta Swami. That event was significant as it marked your next step towards fulfilling your spiritual master's instruction to preach in the West. This fallen servant is now part of your great mission. Unfortunately, a large group of my whimsical God brothers, interested in personal success, have gone into the guru business after your departure from this mundane plane for profit, adoration, and distinction, which you termed the guru business. You explained in a recorded class that the same thing that happened in the Gaudiya Math in India after the disappearance of your Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Prabhupada. Although thoroughly warned by you not to turn your institution like the Gaudiya Math, the current ISKCON group has directly disobeyed your orders on the Vyas Puja celebration. day, we promise to restore your position as Founder-Ācārya of your movement, living in sound in your Vani incarnation. I received my first initiation from you in July 1971 in Detroit, Michigan. The temple room in the house on Jefferson Avenue was packed with new devotees, all eager to the message of Lord Krishna from the lips of you, the pure devotee. When I stepped up to the Vyasa-san in front, you announced my spiritual name, Vishwakarma, loud and clear to the assemble of devotees. A dull roar of approval swept over the room from the attendees in attendance. I had never heard the name spoken before in my life. I had no idea what it even meant. Vishwakarma means the universal worker or the chief engineer. You looked at me and you said, but you should never consider yourself the chief engineer, but the servant of the chief engineer. In this way, you can become great. These words are still guiding me in my service to you. Prabhupada, you were speaking from your own experiences. An example as the servant of your Guru and Lord Chaitanya, despite all the difficulties and hardships you experienced in the years of ISKCON, you never gave up that order to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya to the Western speaking nations. Your successes are many. You translated and wrote purports to 18,000 verses of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. You translated and wrote the purports to 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. You translated and wrote the purports to 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita, in total 2,170 pages or 11,555 verses. You also wrote Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, Nectar of Devotion, Teachings of Lord Kapila Dev, and Sri Upanishad. You created Back to Godhead magazine, which reached a monthly distribution of 1 million copies. After the fake gurus appeared in 1977, your magazine failed and now is on the verge of closure in 2025. You wrote 7,000 letters to your disciples, which were published in 5 volumes of books. We at PDA hope to reprint them unchanged and unedited. Your Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam lectures have been compiled in 11 volumes of books. Your Bhagavad Gita lectures have been compiled in 7 volumes. Your conversations in 37 volumes of books. Fortunately, I have a set. You produced over 50 recordings of kirtans and bhajans. You established 108 temples. And you traveled around the world 14 times, preaching the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Further, you initiated approximately 4,700 disciples in the process to carry on your mission after your departure from this material world. There are more items to add to your history, but this list practically demonstrates the potency of you, the pure devotee of Krishna, the bona fide representative of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Prabhupada. In the Krishna book, it is explained in the chapter Delivering the Message of Krishna to the Gopis. Uddhava's messages and instructions saved the gopis from immediate death, and the gopis acknowledged the benediction from Uddhava. Quote, Uddhava practically acted as the preceptor spiritual master of the gopis, and in return they worshipped him as they would worship Krishna. It is recommended in authoritative scriptures that the spiritual master be worshipped on the level of the Supreme Personality of Godhead because of his being very confidential servitor, and it is accepted by great authorities that the spiritual master is the external manifestation of Krishna. The gopis were relieved from their transcendental burning condition by realizing that Krishna was with them. Internally, they remembered his association within their hearts, and externally, Uddhava helped them associate with Krishna by his conclusive instructions. Śrīla Prabhupada, you are the external manifestation of Krishna and are worshipped on the level by we, your fallen servants. My godbrothers have described you as a worker for hire in the ISKCON movement in documents submitted to the U.S. Copyright Office by them. Śrīla Prabhupada, you are called Jagat Guru, and amongst gurus, you are the topmost guru. Here is a very important instruction from you in this regard. Reporter, what will happen to the movement in the United States when you die? Prabhupada, I will never die. I shall live with my books and you will utilize them. Vani and Vapu. The Vapu means the physical body and Vani means the vibration. So we are not concerned about the physical body. Not concerned means we are concerned, of course, but the spiritual master, those who are Acharyas, their body is not considered as material. Acharya, Sila, Dhira, Gurus, Nara, Matir, just like the statue of Krishna is to consider that this is stone, similarly, Arche, Sila, Hirya, Gurusha. Na. Gurusha means those who are Acharya to accept their body as an ordinary man's body. This is denied in the Shastras. So although your physical body is not present, the vibration should be accepted as the presence of the spiritual master vibration that we have heard from the spiritual master that is living. Unfortunately, the ISKCON group of their self-appointed Diksha Guru and managerial group, the GBC, have ignored these important directions from you and have changed everything to suit their own misguided personal goals. In a recent lecture, I heard you say, people say I've created miracles. Miracles are many, but I do not know any miracles. If there's any miracle, I did not change anything. Everything the Acharya speaks is Shastra, and it is the responsibility of his disciples to learn his teachings and preach them to others and not change them for so-called corporate bridge preaching success. Our mission is to preserve the absolute truth through the words of our spiritual master. This is the mission of PDA HKS. And we pray on this holy Vyas Puja day to serve you in this way without any fear or hesitation. All glories to the Delhi Bhagavatams, which we have printed and now distributing to all serious students for your pleasure and satisfaction. Vishwakarma Das, Hamilton, Ontario, June 29th, 2025. Ram Raghava, may you grace us with your Vyas Puja offering.
Hare Krishna. Okay. I'll read mine.
Please.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. My dear Śrīla Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, text 54, Lord Chaitanya states, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sanghe Sarva Siddhi Hai. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with the pure devotee, one can attain all success. On this auspicious occasion of the 129th anniversary of your appearance on this planet, let me offer my heartfelt appreciation for your providing your association in the form of your books. The books that you so tirelessly translated in the early hours of the morning are able to bless the fallen souls like me in Kali Yuga with many a lava of your association. One lava is defined as 1/11th of a second. We are so fortunate that your original, unadulterated books are being revived by your sincere servants in the Prabhupada Disciples Association. Thus, we can imbibe the philosophy and way of life that you wanted to provide access to for all sincere souls for the next 10,000 years. I pray that you please bless me with an earnest hankering to spend as much time reading your books as I can. In the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, you mentioned in the first canto, chapter 5, verse 25, purport, pure devotion is as much infectious in a good sense as infectious diseases. A pure devotee is cleared from all kinds of sins. Thus, you are providing any human being in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy the chance to associate with you and get, quote, infected, unquote, with the qualities of pure devotion, and thus get cleared of sins that are so prominent in this age. Although I have been trying to practice devotional service for so many years, it is clear to me that there is a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping against hope that I will be able to clear all the anarthas or unwanted habits and desires in this lifetime, so that I can think of serving your lotus feet at the time of death. Ha ha Prabhu Korodoya, ha ha Prabhupada Korodoya, Deho More Padachaya. Please have mercy on me and give me the shade of your lotus feet. Evi Yash Gushuk Tribhuvana, your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Your fallen servant, Ram Raghavadass, Augusta, Georgia, USA.
Haribo, thank you very much. We'll go to the next reading. Vijaya Pandit in Italy. Please go to his offering. Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami's in Bombay. Ram Raghav is in Georgia. And they're both helping simultaneously to do this. And let's see where he is. Vijaya Pandit 70. Okay. Do you want to
Hare
read
Krishna.
it yourself? Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
You read it. You read it. Hare Krishna.
Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. I offer my respectful obeisance unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschachadeshatarine. Our respectful obeisance are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are so kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. All glories to you, Divine Grace, Śrīla Prabhupāda. All glories to this day of valiant auspiciousness, your transcendental appearance. My dear spiritual master, Śrīla Prabhupāda, you regarded book distribution as the foremost activity of the Krishna conscious movement and the most effective means for spreading Krishna's message and imparting spiritual knowledge to conditioned souls. You repeatedly stress that distributing your books is a direct way to please both yourself and your own spiritual master, and that ultimately it leads to liberation. You stated unequivocally that book distribution is the movement's most crucial aspect, more important even than building temples or performing other rituals. You saw your books as a powerful instrument for reaching vast numbers of people, giving them the opportunity to encounter Krishna consciousness and potentially to transform their lives. Indeed, distributing your books is for you a direct way to satisfy your Guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and ultimately Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you you view book distribution as the very fulfillment of your mission to spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. You compared it to dropping bombs on the material energy, Maya, signifying a direct engagement in the struggle against illusion. You often emphasized that if the devotees would focus on distributing books, every other necessity would automatically be met. You encouraged all devotees, regardless of their other service, to take an active, ongoing part in this endeavor, making it constant rather than seasonal or occasional. Even if someone read only a single page, you believed it could have a profound positive impact on that person's life. You once wrote, "I'm so much pleased to hear how you are so enthusiastic for distributing our books and literatures. Krishna will surely bless you. This book distribution program is our real propaganda work, and Krishna is giving you intelligence how to do it nicely. Thank you very much." Letter to Madhuchara, Nairobi, 25th September 1971. Again, addressing Balavanta Prabhu, you declared, "I'm very glad to hear how the book distribution is increasing more and more. This is our greatest weapon. The more the books are distributed, the more the ignorance of the age of Kali will be smashed. The world is feeling the weight of this Hare Krishna movement, especially in your country. We have to increase this book distribution work more and more to firmly establish this movement, which is the only hope for the suffering living entities." Letter to Balavanta, Vrindavan, 23rd November 1976. Well, other times you told us, these are the Bhagavat. There is no comparison. There is no literature throughout the universe like Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There is no comparison. There is no competition. Every word is for the good of the human society. Every word, each and every word. Therefore, we stress so much in the book distribution. Somehow or other, if the books goes in someone's hand, he will be benefited. At least he will see, oh, they have taken so much price. Let me see what is there. If he reads one sloka, his life will be successful. If one sloka, one word. This is such nice things. Therefore, we are stressing so much. Please distribute books, distribute books, distribute books. A greater mridanga, we are chanting, playing our mridanga. It is heard within this room or a little more, but this mridanga will go home to home, country to country, community to community, this mridanga. For your pleasure alone, we have now printed your first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in 3 volumes, exactly as you first published it in New Delhi. We have produced 6,000 books, 2,000 sets, and this will be followed by all the other nectar you left us. We shall not stop here. Śrīla Prabhupāda, I wish to continue contributing to the distribution of your books. Always at your lotus feet, your insignificant, teeny servant of your servants, Vijay Panditas.
Haribo. Is there anyone else on the call or in the Zoom meeting that would like to read their offering? Anyone else? We don't have anybody. Okay. This is the point. Vibhav raised his hand. Yes. Okay, so go to Bhakti Vibhav's offering, please. Rupa Goswami. Is he there? And just see this. I'm really interested to hear this. Bhakti Vibhav, he's at 72, I guess. Is that him? No, that's Bhakti Vino. Bhakti Vibhav, 66. There we go. Do you want to read it, Bhakti Vibhav? Prabhu, can you read it, or should we get one of our members to read it? Maybe, do you want to read it? Go ahead. Turn his microphone on.
His microphone is on.
Okay. Can you read, Prabhu? Okay, Ram Raghava, could you read this for us?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Dear Śrīla Prabhupāda, please accept my humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. This transcendental knowledge is distributed by you is a mercy to all of us fallen souls. By taking advantage of this, may we be surrendered to you eternally and try to become your humble servants eternally. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita it is stated, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 17, Text 151. By both yours and Krishna's mercies, this seed is given to the most unfortunate souls like us. This seed must be taken care properly and nourished for advancing in spiritual life. By your causeless mercy, love and affection towards this fallen soul, I could render some service, otherwise I'm incapable. The purports in the books Śrīmad-Bhāgavad and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by you are very beautiful, and I hope by your mercy I can come to an understanding this transcendental knowledge. Your everything is perfect. Your smile, your laughter, your way of doing things, your examples that any child can understand. It is a blessing to us that we can hear your transcendental voice even after being so much sinful. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 4, Text 34. I hope I can to surrender to your lotus feet and humbly try to serve you and become your instrument, as these threefold material miseries are always a source of entanglement, which means Maya, that which is not. And for millions of years I served my senses, parents, my country, and so many things, and I think that I'm enjoying that this material world is only a suffering, which us poor souls have no idea about. I hope I don't sleep in the lap of Maya and waste my days instead of serving you. I hope that I share your transcendental books to the unfortunate souls who are trying to understand Lord Krishna but are being cheated by many. When I see someone who is simply thinking themselves a follower of ISKCON, but they don't know about you, and simply they render service to someone who is incapable of delivering the fallen souls, my heart aches and I feel very bad for them. I pray to you, my spiritual master, please be merciful on these souls. They don't know that their so-called guru is actually a cheater. They cannot advance in their spiritual life by serving these gurus. Please give them intelligence. As Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings, Chakshudan diloje janme janme prabhu se, divya gyan hriday prakashito. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. Please, my Lord, I beg you to let me serve you birth after birth, Let my heart want only this thing and nothing else. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda. Your unworthy servant, Bhakta Vaibhav.
Haribol. Awesome. Very nice. We're going to read the Rotisha Devi Dasi's offering, but we're going to ask our godbrother Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu to read it for her. She's requested that on the chat. So let's go to the contents here again and see where it is. Where is it? Where is she?
Did it make it in there?
Where is it?
Doesn't seem to be here.
Oh my God. What we'll do, Mother Ruchisha, is because it's an electronic file. No, it's electronic file. We can add it in. Would it be possible that you could read it anyway? Don't worry about your French, English. Go ahead, read it. And we'll instruct Vinkat to make sure that's in the book. Fortunately, it's an electronic file. Go ahead, Rotisha Devi Dasi. Read it. You'll be fine. Don't be shy. Chant along. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
August 9, 2025, Saint-Michel-des-Saints, Quebec, Canada. Yasa Puja 2025. I offer my countless dandavats to the lotus feet of my absolute spiritual master, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda. You granted the greatest gift to all without discrimination, the holy name of the Lord. You are an ocean of divine knowledge, and you bestow the seas of devotional service through the authorized disciplic succession. You have descended from the spiritual abode Goloka Vrindavan to save the world. You are an ocean of pure love of God and a divine realized soul. By your grace, you eliminate illusion and ignorance. Because you preach by example, you are a source of inspiration. You are glorious and full of splendor. You possess unlimited qualities, and you provide guidance and support to the devotees. You are a desire tree. Finally, I have found my spiritual father, as well as a large family of dedicated and sincere God brothers and God sisters. I implore that their association will never end. There is nothing more important in my life than devotional service to you, and I pray that life after life I will be engaged in serving your devotees. You lowly servant, Rotisha Devi Dasi.
Well, thank you very much. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Very beautiful. And how important it is for us to internally express ourselves on this most important day, Vyas Puja. And we'll make sure that that's in the book. Don't worry. It's an electronic file. A lot came in, and
Nothing.
our people will organize that. And let's, Amber ND, let's have you read your offering, please. Go to the book. Hopefully it's there. Let's see. Rupa Goswami, go to the book, please. Prabhu. Okay, let's see. Amber ND.
Up there, 7.
Okay, go ahead. Amber, is your microphone working?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Okay, go ahead. You read yours, please. Thank you.
Okay. I didn't have my file ready, so I'm having to squint.
That's all right.
through
It's
a
on
little
the
bit.
screen. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. Dear Śrīla Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine mission. All glories to your tireless service to Sri Guru and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Since 1986, I have carried in my heart the desire to be counted among your disciples. Though unqualified and often distracted, the wish has never faded. Like a small candle protected from the wind, that desire still burns because you lit it. You are the compassionate Acharya who crossed the ocean not for wealth, not for fame, but to deliver the eternal chanting of the holy name to the souls like me, lost but now remembering. It is by your mercy that the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, resounds in cities and countrysides across the world. You gave us not only the name of Krishna, but also his form, his pastimes, his teachings, his devotees, and above all, a way to serve him. Your books are like divine torches lighting up the path in this dark age. I have tried to read them, live them, and share them, but I know I have only touched the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Śrīla Prabhupāda, you are my eternal Siksa Guru. Excuse me. Even if I was not present during your manifest pastimes. I know you through your words. You once said, I will never die. I will live forever in my books. And it's true. When I read, I feel your presence. When I chant, I remember your voice. When I serve, I beg for your glance. Please bless me with steady devotion, deep humility, and sincere service. Let me remember you always. Let me follow your instructions and bring at least one soul closer to Krishna. Let me one day be counted among those who can truthfully say, I am Prabhupada's. On the sacred day of your appearance, I bow at your feet with gratitude, reverence, and a deep prayer. Please allow me to serve you life after life.
Your aspiring servant.
Your aspiring servant.
Bhakti Amber, soon to be initiated. And by the way, I wanted to comment on this just briefly for everyone, that the offerings that all of you are making are living proof that Prabhupada is still living in sound and that he is blessing all of us with his causeless mercy eternally. And that is not a lie. Very nice offering, Bhakti Amber. Anyone else? Someone else has put their hand up. Pure Angelo. Okay, let's go back to the book, Rupa Goswami. Very, very nice job by our team there that did that. This was quite nice. Maybe we should publish it. What do you think, Yaśodā? I don't know. If we have enough money, we will.
Let's get it done, first of all, electronically. Find out all the offerings that have come in late and put them in.
Thank you. Okay, Bhakta Pirangelo, aren't you initiated, brother?
I didn't took initiation from Prabhupada. No.
Okay, keep going.
I wasn't feeling ready, so.
Okay, so sometime in the future you can.
Yes. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Jananjana Sarakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namana. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupāda, which is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter as his lotus feet. Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishisa Sunyavari Pachachade Satarine. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Dev and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Krishna Cheta Mada Moha Vishana Karim Madrishti Gochara Prabhupada Svanim Dosa Bidvritim Paridusita Manda Bude Sachintayami Charanao Tava Bhakti Eto. O Lord, O Prabhupada, may you always be the object of my vision, Only the name of Krishna can destroy my pride and illusion. Although my mind and intelligence are contaminated by wicked inclinations, I nevertheless take shelter of your divine grace by constant meditation upon your lotus feet in causeless devotion. Śrīla Prabhupāda, Stotam by Ananta Rama Sastri. My dear Śrīla Prabhupāda, I am endlessly expressing my appreciation for the immense work you have done bringing Krishna to the Western country. Without you, I will still be in the deepest Maya. You are an ocean of mercy. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I am grateful to have the possibility to be in direct contact with you through your wonderful books. They open a door to the spiritual sky and having a drop of transcendental bliss. By your association, I may encounter Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna and Radharani. Haribol. You are my eternal spiritual director. Your lotus feet are everything to me. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. My dear Śrīla Prabhupada, you guide me in my life. You are so magnanimous, spreading love of Krishna to the most fallen souls, giving away love for Krishna. I love you, I love you, I love you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhakta Pierangelo, Genève. Tuesday, 12/8/2025. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Haribol, and thank you very much. I hope you're feeling better, that your current struggle with good health.
Yeah, Krishna is with me, Prabhupada too, so I will go through. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. All glories to your service, and keep on going and give us some good news soon.
Yeah.
Well, here we have a lady who's joined us, Shreya Devi Dasi, and she's been helping us with our work. And I want her to read her offering. So go to the book. Rupa, go to the book, please. This is blissful, eh? Rupa Goswami. Let's hope she's in it. Shreya? Did she read it? Yeah, there we go. Shreya, go ahead. Read it. Go ahead. Read on.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna. My dearest Guru Father Śrīla Prabhupāda, please accept my most humble obeisance at your lotus feet. All glories to you, my eternal Father, who has never abandoned me, even when I was lost in this world for so long. I was born into a ritualistic family, raised to do deity puja of various demigods as taught by my grandparents. My grandfather would listen to the Bhagavad Gita, and I would enjoy the sound of the tunes, though I hardly understood the meaning. My grandmother's Tulsi puja was something I loved too. I would decorate the plant, make offerings, and circumambulate at the end of the ritual. But these were just glimpses. My heart did not yet know you. As I grew older, bogus gurus were rising everywhere. My aunts would invite me to satsangs, and I began to dislike the system. My faith weakened. In the year 2000, when I was 15, I visited ISKCON with my grandparents. Being a book lover, I bought a few of your books, but I never read them. I was more of an auditory learner, longing for audiobooks instead. By 2004, I had joined one of the biggest companies at the time, AOL. Corporate life was insane. I was searching for the purpose of life, asking spiritual questions, but finding no answers. The 1.5 hours cab rides to and from work gave me time to reflect. I decided to listen to spiritual audiobooks, and by your mercy, I found a narration by Tatikshva Karunadas, produced by Kamlesh Patel. I also bought the tiniest Bhagavad Gita from BBT. Deep down, I knew it was your divine arrangement that brought these into my life. I kept listening, but applying the teachings in daily life felt impossible. Corporate culture crushed me. Humiliation endless competition, ego battles. My colleagues would laugh at me, saying, "What people should be doing at 65 or 70 after retirement, you're already doing now, listening to spirituality?" But Guru Father, I couldn't wait for old age. My soul was aching for shelter. I tried listening to many other gurus. Each one gave some comfort, but the questions always came back. The thirst never ended. Then in 2021, when COVID hit, one day I saw you again. It was during an 18-day Bhagavad Gita course by ISKCON, and I felt as though it was a fast-track course meant just for me. In lieu of providing volunteering services, I got into the groups and started serving. Suddenly, one fine day, I encountered one of my worst experiences. The president privately called to harass me and humiliated me. In the midst of all the personal and professional challenges I was already facing, spirituality had been my only place of solace. And now there was another paradox. I went completely silent, hurt, disappointed. I was almost ready to believe that no truth existed in this world anymore. And just when I was on the edge of giving up completely, you sent your most trusted devotees to rescue me. I found myself in company of Vasishtha Krishna Prabhu and Ramchandra Ronald Singh Prabhu. I didn't know who to trust, but they cared for me, guided me, and showed me your mercy. This cannot be a coincidence. And now in 2025, I'm blessed to be in your revered disciples group under the guidance of Yaśodā-nandana Dāsa Prabhu and Vishwakarma Dasa Prabhu. Guru Father, now I understand it was you who arranged everything step by step to bring me home to you. It has taken me 25 years to finally reach your devotees. When I think about that, I feel so small. Karma and my own foolishness held me back for so long. Yet you never let me go. You carried me back with the same fatherly patience you have for all your children. Now I finally understand why I am here. My journey is only beginning, but I no longer feel lost. I surrender to you, my Guru Father, Śrīla Prabhupāda. Please give me the strength to remain at your lotus feet, always in the association of your devotees, chanting Krishna's holy names, and serving your mission. I offer you this heart, Guru Father. It has taken too long, and it is still cracked and imperfect, but it is yours. Please hold me close and never let me drift away again. And finally, I offer my deepest gratitude to my devotee family in this group. You are the living extensions of my Guru Father's mercy, the brothers and sisters I had been searching for all my life. Thank you for holding on so strongly to Śrīla Prabhupāda's teachings and for welcoming me into this sacred family. Guru Father, thank you for giving me the strength to carry your mission forward so that children like me, lost for decades, could be found. Guru Father, please never let me go again. Let me stay forever at your lotus feet, serving you and my spiritual family until my last breath. Your ever grateful child, Shreya.
Haribol, glories to Śrīla Prabhupada, very good. And I tell her on when I talk to her, she's working with us on the producing of some of our internet tools, the opening of our shows and other things like that. And I see it, that she's going back to Godhead, and all of you who are with us, you're also all going back to Godhead by the mercy of Śrīla Prabhupada and taking shelter of him. So don't give up. Don't be discouraged, despite the fallen condition that we all are in. But this is Prabhupada's mercy on all of us. So stay fixed up. Prabhu, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu, what do you think? Is there anybody else that wants to read? It's blissful. This is a special day for us.
How about Krishna Katha? Is he hiding there behind the books?
I don't know what he wants to do. It's up to him. I don't.
Is he there?
No, he's
Maybe
hiding.
not.
Maybe he's taking care of the goats. We'll go ahead. Listen, everyone, do this. Go to Hare Krishna Society.org, our website, and enjoy the readings of all the members. Let me see what we got. Thank you for giving me up. Go and read the offerings. If you're shy today, I understand. I say that in one of my chants online. Don't be shy, chant along, Haribo. But you know, I understand. It's sometimes it's difficult. But we're not here to force anyone. But it's beautiful. Hey, Yaśodā, was that beautiful? Mm-hmm. Was that so beautiful? And you know what I loved about it, Yaśodā-nandana Prabhu? That these last readings were by bhaktins and bhaktas and new people that are committed to this mission to protect Prabhupada's legacy and want to become Prabhupada disciples in the future. And how will this movement survive when we die and there's no Prabhupada disciples? What will happen? Well, you connect the dots, everyone, and you'll see that this is the movement that we are creating for everyone, is the movement to protect the legacy, the future of our society by Śrīla Prabhupāda's mercy upon all of us. So we're going to go ahead. Let's see what. Very nice. In your offering an endless seva Yaśodā-nanda to His Divine Grace. Thank you, Vijay Pandit. This guy's a true soldier. We love him. His service attitude is exceptional. And this is the strength of our group, is its membership. We're going to go to the next section of our program, which is Kirtan by Śrīla Prabhupāda, and then after that we'll have a japa, the reading of the 10 offenses. Then if Ram Raghava, if whatever you want to do after that, go ahead. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariba Jakacharya Astatara Sata Sri Śrīmad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda Ki
Jai.
Jai.
Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga, and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord, and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Hare.
Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Krishna,
Ram
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Rama
Ram
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare.
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
Ram
Rama
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like the desire trees, and are full of compassion for the fallen souls. All glories to Śrīla Prabhupāda.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Play that bass.
And he says, karma hetu.
Karma hetu, if we engage in devotional service, we get a different nature. And if we engage in the business of sense gratification, the result is different.
And then that karma is tad dehopalabdhi hetu.
Yeah. And according to the association of different nature, we get a body. Karanam gunasangasya satasat janmajoni. Therefore, we should always seek good association, devotee association. Then on, life will be successful.
And then last it says the gunas, satvadayo, jnana vikshepa moha hetavaha.
Jnana, if we live with good association, then we cultivate knowledge. That means association. A man is known by his company. So, if we have the chance of association with devotees, then our character, nature becomes different. By hearing, by discussing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, this Rajagun Tamagun are subdued. Then Satagun remains. Nashtaprayasa avadve Nistam Bhagavatasya. Then Satagun Tamagun cannot do us harm. Therefore, varnashram dharma is so essential that people remain in Sattva. Tamagun, Rajagun, Rajastama bhava increases lust and greediness, and that implicates the living entity to exist in this material world in many, many form that is very dangerous. Therefore, they should be brought into Sattva-guna, that is establishment of Varnashram Dharma. How to bring in people in Sattva-guna, Brahminical qualification, very neat and clean, rise early in the morning, take Mangalarati in this way, to stay in Sattva-guna.
Chaya vega domi, chaya dosha shodhi, chaya guna deho dase. Chaya vega domi, chaya dosha shodhi, chaya guna deho dase. Chaya guna deho dase. Satsanga ho he amare posechi sangero ashe. Harinam Sankirtan.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Na Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Bala Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Bala Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Bala Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare